Really? I thought writing a book is something that takes months, if not years. How is it possible to become an author in just one day? Hey, it's Different Colin, and this is My Thoughts Season 2. A few years ago, I went to a 2-day book writing workshop to learn how to write a book and potentially change my life. The fame, the fans, the money that can be made from the sales of my very own book. But you know what? After the completion of that weekend workshop, I discovered that it would take a lot of time, a lot of discipline, and a lot of hard work to write a book. And that's just for the writing. We haven't even talked about the designing of the covers, the printing and the distribution and the sales. So guess what? In that 2-day workshop, the trainer was trying to upsell the participants, including me, a guided service to not only help them write a book, but to publish it as well. But there's a catch, and it's a big one. It will cost $25,000 for the whole writing and publishing. $15,000 to write a book. So I didn't have the money, and naturally I walked away from that deal. But I was still thinking how I could become an author. So after all, like the trainer said, right, a book is a glorified name card. People would throw away name cards, but none would throw away a book. So is your perception of an author like mine? You know, a person who has written a non-fiction book on a serious subject like NFT or psychokinesis, or even the meaning of life. Do you imagine him being someone famous who sits behind a table full of books with a long line of fans trying to get his autograph? Or perhaps you imagine a bestseller author being this person who steps out of a limousine onto a red carpet with dozens of paparazzi taking photos of her. Well, anyway, I was determined to write a book and be famous, and eventually I actually did that with my wife. I wrote this 120-page technical book called 10 Facebook Marketing Secrets Exposed, and I tell you, the outcome I got from it was amazing. Well, I didn't sell a lot of copies, but with whatever proceeds that I've got, it more than covered my printing costs. But I used the book as a means for personal branding. You know, the glorified name card that no one would throw away. So the non-monetary benefits that I got from my book include me being invited to quite a few talks and workshops. And I use the book to further help me conduct a few more talks and workshops on my own too. And from these events, many of the participants were upsold to my digital marketing services. And to say that my initial year of success can be partially attributed to my book is quite fair. Essentially, my book opened a lot of doors for me. But I didn't pay any trainer $25,000 to write my book. I did it the old-fashioned way. I spent around 6 months writing that book. I paid for a proofreader to edit the final version, and having some background in art, I put up the design for the covers myself. And finally, I found a printer to print a few hundred copies of my book. And then I had to market the book myself too. Well, honestly, thinking back, right, it was a lot of hard work. To me, it was worth it. But you know what? A few years later, when I attended another workshop by another trainer, he revealed that in his program, he can help someone become an author within a very short time. Not 1 year, not 1 month, not even 1 week. You can get someone to become an author in 1 day. Now, I was skeptical. 1 day? I mean, there's really no way, even if someone pays $25,000 for every single thing to be done for him. It's not even possible if you paid $50,000 for a ghostwriter to write a book for you. It's just simply impossible to write a book in 1 day. So you know what? I went to investigate how all that can be possible. And after I found out about the answer, about how a book can be written in one day, in all honesty, I never thought it could be so simple. And yes, technically, it is entirely possible to become an author in just one day. And yes, you guessed it, you have to pay quite a bit of money to have that done. Around US $6,000 at the time when I found out about the answer. So that trainer wasn't selling a book writing deal. The crux of his course is on high ticket sales. You know those $2,997 Amazon e-commerce courses or the $15,000 inner circle coaching deals? But with a book, it's a lot easier to sell these high ticket items. But the point was not to waste time to write that book. The book was meant to be just a name card, that's all. So to be a one-day author, you don't have to write anything at all. In fact, you don't even have to read your book, certainly not in one day too. Anyway, the answer to how to write a book in a day is this: the private label. Now, without going into something too technical, a private label book is one where someone, the original author, has already written a book on a specific topic. For example, NFT. The content is generic and usually there isn't any author-specific content within the book. I mean, the private label book author doesn't write his personal experience or recounts in the book. Whatever is written there is almost like what you would find in like a very long Wikipedia article. So if you want to be an author to a book on NFT, you just need to buy over the rights of that private label book, and you can modify, rebrand, and even sell that book as your own. After buying over that private label book, you then need to put your name as the author, slap on a design on the cover, and get a few random people to write you their testimonials, and all this within just 24 hours. And voila, you are the author within just one day. And you know what's even better? You want to be the best-selling author of an NFT book in just over 1 week? No problem at all. Just be upsold into their program to release your new one-day book into an obscure section in Amazon, like NFTs for parents. And with the power of a few dozen anonymous accounts buying hundreds of copies of your book within just a few days, you would be given the title of bestseller from Amazon, which you can claim. Never mind, it was only for that weekend, in a section that no one will really search for. All it matters is your title as a bestseller author of a book on NFT. And just like that, you are perceived to be an authority on NFT. And if you market this well, there's actually a good chance you can get a line of fans to get your autograph. And if you do it even better, you might just walk out of a limousine onto a red carpet one day. And having experienced both these scenarios because of our own book, I can attest to you how great it felt with the fame, with the fans, and with the money that was made from writing a book. Well, only thing is that my book was written in the old-fashioned way. So what do you think? Would you go this way of writing a book in a day? Let me know. So if you like this video, do like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so that you can get the next few videos delivered to you. But in the next episode, I'll be answering on how difficult is it to make $1 million. Until then, I'm Different Colin. Why be different when you can be different? I'll see you soon.